9:30. Thanks for joining us for the second half hour of Houston Happens. November, if you didn't know, is National Family Caregivers Month, and we are joined by friend of the show, the local nonprofit Camp for All. They are helping caregivers and offering them a much-needed break. And we are joined by a very special guest. Introduce yourself.
Thank you. It's so nice to be here,
I always
Maggie.
love being with you.
I'm Prior Sorrells, and I am president and CEO of Camp for All.
Well, for those at home that aren't familiar about Camp for All, tell us about it.
Camp for All is a camp near Burton, Texas, where we transform the world for children and adults with challenging illnesses, disabilities, and special needs. It is the most amazing place in the world. We serve nearly 9,000 annually. We were open all year long, and we work with more than 65 different nonprofits. So it's not just Camp for All being a nonprofit. We work with 65 others to deliver this incredible experience for our campers.
I just love it, and I love that every kid gets to enjoy camp. I mean, it gives me shivers and brings tears to my eyes. I also know how hard it can be as a caregiver.
Yes.
And exhausting, and also it can affect the entire family. So tell us a little bit about what you do to help out these caregivers, not just this month, but all the time.
Well, think about it. If you go through life and you think, this is the way I think about it. You think of Paris. I'm going to go live in Paris. This is my one dream, my one reality. This is what I'm going to do. And you get on the plane and you land in Amsterdam. So you've got another challenge. You never thought I was going to be in Amsterdam. So how do I make this my dream? And I think this is what happens to a lot of caregivers. They go through life and all of a sudden they're in a position where their life is not what they thought it was going to be.
Right.
And they're taking care, they love who they're taking care of, but they're taking care of children or adults all the time or most of the time, and they have to adjust their lives to meet the needs of that person and make sure that person has a full life.
And you almost, as a role of a caregiver, you almost feel guilty because you don't want to say out loud, I'm exhausted, I need a break, because you love them so much and they're struggling, so that can be really hard. So how do you all step in to help?
So what we do is, if it's a family camp, then a family with that child or adult comes to camp and they can have a blast together, and they realize that they're just like everybody else. They're surrounded by others in the same situation, so they can share resources. If it's a family camp where the moms stay together, they can share resources and realize they're not alone. If it's a camp for children with special needs or adults with special needs, those caregivers get that week off or that weekend off. And what does that mean? That means they can go take care of themselves for
Get some sleep, maybe?
One time this mom came to camp, and with her 10-year-old son, he was nonverbal, and it was his first time at camp. And she lived in Galveston, and it was their first time for them to be able to come. And she said, he is so excited, I think he's going to love this. And I said, well, what are you going to do? And she said, well, I've got all these doctor's appointments lined up, and I'm going to go get a haircut, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that. So they go through anxiety, depression. They have to meet so many needs for themselves as well as who they're taking care of.
It's so true. I mean, I'm just a mom, and so even just scheduling a haircut for myself, I know how hard it is. I couldn't imagine, though, where you have to be a caregiver 24/7. So where can they go to find out more and to check into this for their children or someone in their family?
So you go on our website, campforall.org, and you go to find a camp, and you put whatever challenge that you have, your person that you're taking care of has, whether it's autism, epilepsy, cancer, whatever it is, and the camps will come up that we work with, and you can apply to that camp to come to Camp for All.
Well, Pat, I always love having you on. Thank you so much for your time. Please come back.
Thank you, Maggie.
Thank you.